From Dallas to Los Angeles and a screen near you, here is B Wildcat 2.
Hey everybody, B Wildcat 2 here, back today with some more of my Big Troll Coaching Carousel here in NCAA Football 13 with the TCU Horned Frogs. We are 8-1, and we probably have our toughest opponent this year coming up next game, which is number 2 Kansas State, undefeated at 9-0. We are 8-1. And we have not lost since the game against Arkansas, and we look to keep that intact. But we're gonna do some recruiting here real quick. We're not gonna play the game just yet. We're gonna recruit here for the game, or recruit for the week of the Kansas State game. And well, I'm gonna have to be honest with you. This isn't live commentary. I don't know what happened to my file that with my live com. I don't know what happened to it, but somehow it got lost, and now I'm recording this after the fact. You saw the recruits that are going to be visiting this week. We got we're looking at the some of the guys that are going to be coming in this week, and a lot of them are have a second on their board, and we need to make a good impression against Kansas State by defeating them and hopefully getting some of these guys to sign with us. So you see all the guys that we've gotten to commit already, and there's a whole lot of them. But now we're going to talk to Jared Brady. We're going to scout him for the rest of the way, we hope, as he was 67, only 45% of the way scouted. Hoping that goes up. Acceleration and jumping and spin move don't go up. Stamina does, however. And so 95% of the way through, he says 64, -3 after the scouting. And so that's Jared Brady. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. We're gonna next we're gonna scout Jay Fowler, the halfback from Live Oak, Texas, and he's a 64 +1. Strength went up, elusiveness did not. It went down. Let's see. What else have we got? It looks like 100% of the way through, he's still 64 +1 after scouting. So good for Jay Fowler. Next up, I think we're gonna scout Haram Rogers from West University, Texas. He's got us first on his board, and we have not scouted him at all. So trying to get some numbers on him. Injury went up, speed did not. Speed went down, jumping went down. And that's it. So 45% of the way scouted on Rogers, and he's a 68 still. So now we're gonna, after that, we're gonna talk to Peter Pratt, the JUCO from Compton, California. See if he'll transfer here. He's got us first on his board, followed by Texas Tech and UNLV, who are way behind. We just need to reel this guy in and get him to commit real quickly. So championship contender, comparing us to Texas Tech, and we gain 101 and they lose 67. Comparing the schools to UNLV now, the conference prestige, coach prestige is good gain there. Finding the importance in playing style and television exposure. Or are we doing? No, we're not doing television exposure. We're going to make are we? Prospect's choice, which is indeed choose his television exposure. And we offer him a scholarship. And he wants to think about it before he commits either way. So maybe we'll get Peter Pratt. Maybe we won't. I don't know. So you see we are now going to talk to Bill Williams, the defensive tackle from League City, Texas, who's got us first on his board ahead of Mississippi State and Tulsa. And we're going to make a pitch here for Coach Prestige and gain a bunch, and Mississippi State loses a bunch. You see there we're ahead of Mississippi State, Tulsa, Texas Tech, Oklahoma State. So maybe this guy will commit this week. Championship contender, got to compare to Mississippi State as well. Proximity to home, comparing to Mississippi State. Just trying to knock them out of the running for Mr. Bill Williams. Comparing to the playing style, gaining 65 and Mississippi State loses 65. We're going to do the prospect's choice, and we're going to offer him a scholarship, and let's see what he does. He makes his decision. He's going to commit to the University of TCU, or Texas Christian University, I shall say. So we gained 5,994 interest, and he commits. So Bill Williams will be a Horned Frog next season. That is good news. And now we're going to talk to Jared Brady, the halfback from Wharton, Texas, who's got us first on his board ahead of Stanford and Nebraska. Comparing schools in proximity to home, there's his top schools. We're ahead of both Stanford and Nebraska, and Oklahoma State too. Pittsburgh, Texas, Utah. Still early on and trying to get Jared Brady. Coach Prestige is above average, as we find the importance of that. Academic prestige, we are going to find out that that's low importance to him. We've already made a promise. So we go television exposure, and we find his interest there. And now the stadium atmosphere, we're also going to find his importance. And now we're going to do the prospect's choice, and we're going to find out a lot about Mr. Brady and see if we can get him to commit next week or soon after that, as we still need a halfback and a center, I believe. So now we're going to talk to Jay Fowler from Live Oak, Texas, the halfback, the 3-star, and let's see if he'll commit, as we're way ahead of Penn State now and Stanford as well on his board. We're going to find importance in Coach Prestige, I believe. Or no, we're going to compare schools. And wow, that was impressive there. Conference Prestige is going to be, we're going to find the importance to him, and that's most important. Proximity to home, we're going to compare, or no, we're going to find that, find importance on that. Championship contender, find importance on that. So basically what we're doing is we're finding out what he likes and what he doesn't like, and we're using that to our advantage, or we will use that to our advantage. So you see there we gain 466 interest from Jay Fowler, and Penn State loses about 130. Haram Rogers has his first on his board ahead of Oklahoma and LSU, the halfback from West University, Texas. And still early on, it could go either way with this, with Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. And so we're gonna get a big comparison of Coach Prestige. We're gonna do proximity to home next, gain 131 interest there. Conference Prestige, we're going to make a pitch there, gain 122 interest. Championship contender, we're going to find the importance, and that's most important to him. Television exposure, we are going to sways interest. And now we're going to do the prospect's choice. So after that, we gain 613 from Haram Rogers, and Oklahoma loses 30. And now we're going to talk to Chris Thompson, the guard from Odessa, Texas. Or no, actually, we're going to talk to Andrew Keenan. We're going to set what he's going to be doing in his visit to our campus. And he's a soft commit to Oklahoma State, but we're looking to try to change that, as that's very high interest there. Andrew Keenan is we want him to commit to TCU instead of Richland Hill, or from Richland Hills instead of Oklahoma State. So we're talking to him about television exposure now. and we're going to talk to him about stadium atmosphere, and we're going to talk to him about athletic facilities. No, we're actually going to talk to him about we're going to make him a promise. We're going to play a game in his home state, obviously, since he lives in Texas. And now we're going to do the prospect's choice. So I think we had a pretty successful day, gaining 434 interest. Maybe keeping Keenan around for another week and see if he will, if he'll come to TCU instead of going to Oklahoma State. So, because we need a center. So now we're going to talk to Brent Dixon, the defensive end from Brownwood, Texas, who's we're second on his board behind Navy, and we're ahead of Northwestern. Promise him a game in his home state. Choose a pitch. Now we're only about 140 behind Navy. Navy's already offered him a scholarship, and obviously he hasn't bitten on it, or else he would be a midshipman right now. So we're looking to get this 4-star away from Navy and take him and use him on the Horned Frogs roster. So now we're gonna be doing the championship contender, finding the importance in that. That's basically what we're doing, is just finding some of these guys' importances out, or interests out, and trying to keep them away from their schools that they're thinking about for another week, as we gained 613 interest there from Mr. Dixon, and Navy loses 181. So 3 guys left to call, and we're going to talk to, we're going to set what Brent Dixon wants to do in his visit to the campus. And we're going to talk to Jeffrey Nelson now, as he's the tight end from Claiborne, Louisiana, who's, wow, we are dead even with Texas A&M right now on this guy. It could go either way right now. We need to make a good impression on him and beat the Kansas State Wildcats and hopefully get him to commit. So let's see if we can get him to commit here. We probably won't get him to commit here in recruiting, but maybe he'll commit after the game we play against Kansas State, which if we win, maybe he'll commit to TCU. But if we lose, he might just commit to Texas A&M. Because nothing against Texas A&M, but in this game we have a better record than Texas A&M. So I think we're better than Texas A&M. We gained 311 interest from Mr. Jeffrey Nelson. A&M loses only 27. But will it be enough? We're going to set activities for him when he visits. We want to do the above average. We want to do the talk to professors and visit the press box. So 2 guys left to call. Now we're going to talk to Chris Thompson, the 4-star guard from Odessa, Texas. We're first on his board in front of Texas A&M, who's behind by a long shot. So maybe if we can get Chris Thompson to come, he can convince his friend Jeffrey Nelson from Claiborne, Louisiana, to come with him and play for TCU instead of both of them playing for Texas A&M. So now we're talking to him about playing style. Gonna make a pitch there. Playing time, we're gonna try to compare their interests to Texas A&M. The prospect's choice there. And now we're gonna offer him a scholarship. Let's see what he says here. Will he commit? He will not, but he's got some serious thinking to do. So maybe he'll commit soon. Probably not this week, but I'd expect him to commit sometime in the coming weeks to be a Horned Frog. But the last guy we're going to talk to today in this episode is Luke McCollum, the JUCO transfer from Atchison, Kansas. We're third on his board behind Oregon and Navy. He's also a center, a 2-star at a 62. We're only behind by 140 on Oregon and only 100 behind Navy, or Notre Dame, not Navy, excuse me. So we're trying to make some progress with this guy, knock Oregon down, and boost ourselves up, as we do need a center and we do need a halfback. we're going to promise him a game in his home state because we'll either play Kansas or Kansas State, most likely Kansas State in Kansas next year. So we're going to compare schools to Oregon again, and Oregon's not going to play a Kansas team. Are you crazy? So we're going to guarantee the national title. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but hopefully it will. And the prospect's choice gains a 74 interest, so we overall gained 627 interest from this man, Luke McCollum. And hopefully we'll get some of these guys to commit. We already got one to commit here in this video, but as far as some of the other guys, you'll have to come back for the game against Kansas State and see if anybody else commits, as I'll probably have that at the end of the video. So we're saving now, as we are about almost to the game against Kansas State. So come back next time for that, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this week recruiting update here in Week 11. Next up is the number 2 Kansas State Wildcats. 9-0 are the Wildcats, 8-1 are the Horned Frogs. Who's going to make the push to first place in the Big 12? Come back next time. See you guys.